What's going on, gearheads? Welcome back to the channel. This is episode 4 of basic maintenance for your Duramax L5P. I'm a little late on the video. I spent some time in Daytona for bike week, but let's go ahead and jump into how to do the oil change on your L5P Duramax. I picked up an AC Delco factory filter. I like using AC Delco parts, especially for something like this vehicle here. There's plenty of videos that break down quality of oil filters. This one makes me feel better. It's personal preference. As for the oil, nothing brand name. Picked up some Costco oil, got 3 gallons worth here. It's about 33 bucks. So we're gonna do an oil change for less than $50. I did reach out to the dealership, and the dealership does want, I think they're actually charging about $40 for this, and plus all shop supplies and stuff, it was about $212. So let's get underneath the truck and let's get into it. So now that you're under your vehicle and you're right behind the skid plate, you'll find the oil filter right up here. So keep that in mind. Right next to it, it's going to be your oil drain plug. It's not going to be the one that's further back. That's for your transmission. This is going to be the one that you're going to use the 15 millimeter on. It's kind of insane that I'm down here now. I've noticed how much rust is starting to accumulate. I spray it down, but saltwater boat ramps in Florida will definitely kill you. So let's go ahead and loosen this up just a tad. We're going to drain that. We're going to punch a hole in it. I don't like pulling a filter off that's completely saturated with oil on the inside. So we'll let that drain a little bit, and then we'll pull the plug here and drain it fully out. So here's one of the first steps, and this is completely optional here, is take a screwdriver, and I like to punch a hole in the oil filter. Okay, so the filter's drained out. Now, here's the bolt that we identified earlier, and here's your 15. So, make sure it's going the right direction. Okay. And we are going to go ahead and start loosening this up. And do it slowly. Okay. And typically, once you get it loosened, then you can start to unscrew it by hand. All right, go ahead and let that drain out there for a little bit and set the bolt aside. Don't lose the nut or the bolt. All right, let's go ahead and get the bolt put back in there, and then we'll wipe everything off. So, I know there's a Torx head on it right there, which is kind of interesting for a pan bolt, but we're just using that 15 millimeter socket. And get that all cleaned up again there. And now let's move over to the filter. All right, so now that we're on the filter side, get your pan close by, take that filter, and you should be able to turn it if somebody didn't yoke it on. If not, use your oil filter pliers there and go ahead and turn it there. What's interesting is last oil change was actually done at a dealership, so I'm really curious to know why there's actually a Wix filter on here, which I find kind of interesting. And there's the filter right there. Okay, so we got the new filter here, and there is some debate on putting old oil versus new oil on the actual gasket here. So I normally just take old oil itself, and I just put it right on the gasket, just like that. If you want to use new oil, you can do that too. It's completely up to you on how you want to put your oil filter in. Go ahead and put it up there. Line it up with the hole and screw it on. Just like that. Now I know some guys pre-fill their oil filters. I do not. It's not something I do. If you want to do it, you are more than welcome to do it. But the book does not have any mention of that for the GM service manual for techs. So if the techs aren't doing it, I'm not doing it. So that's hand tight. That's how I like it. It's tight enough it's not going to spin off. Now let's jump to the top. All right, so now that we're back on the top side, if you've never actually changed your oil before, a diesel is really no different at the end of the day. It's just more oil and it's a different type. You're looking for that cap right there. It's going to be on the driver's side of the motor. You're going to remove that cap, and then you're going to want to put a clean funnel into that hole. So be careful when you pour this stuff. We're going to add 2 gallons of our knockoff diesel oil from Costco. If you're not familiar with how many quarts that's going to be. That's going to be 8 quarts. So we're going to go ahead and add 8 quarts, 2 gallons to the truck, and then we're going to open up the third container, and we're going to add 1 more quart, and then we're going to check the level, and then we're going to put the truck level, and then we're going to start it. We're going to run it just a little bit. We're going to check the level again, and then we're going to add to it if we need to. So let's go ahead and put this one in. So we've added our 8 quarts, and then we've added another single quart from the 3rd gallon, and now we're going to remove the oil filter. I'm sorry, the oil funnel here. So go ahead and pull that out, just clean it off, and set it aside. So take that cap you pulled off, and go ahead and put that back right on there. Make sure. All right, so right down here is the dipstick for the oil. So let's go ahead and pull that really quick. And this is going to be a bit of a long one. And we're going to clean that off there. And you're looking for your level right in there. So if you're in the hashes, you're good. So let's put it back in really quick, and then we're going to pull it right back out. And pull that out there. So it says we're good. Right there, it's about 75%. So let's put the truck level, we're going to run it, and then we're going to check it again really quick, just to make sure we got enough in there. Again, it calls for 10, but with the amount that's drained and all the orifices and everything, you're never actually going to get the full in there, and you don't want to overfill it. So let's pull it off the ramps. Alright guys, so the truck's warmed up. Man, let's pull the dipstick. And it is level off the chocks now, so I keep saying chocks, ramps. Ramps, ramps, ramps. I always forget. Then go ahead and pull that out there. Alright, so it looks like we're about a half a quart low. So let's go ahead and add just a little more. So about a quart. Let's pull that out here. Make sure you wipe that off when you pull it out. Don't leave any residue. Set that aside. And put that back in. So it looks like it took about 9.5. So you're going to want to check your dipstick one more time. Just make sure everything's good. Do it when the vehicle's warm. And clean up. Alright guys, so here's a little bonus thing for you too, because there's nothing worse than getting in your truck after an oil change and the guy didn't reset the gauge. So go ahead and start the truck. Come over to the steering wheel here. Go ahead and acknowledge the little errors that are on the dash for the hood being open. And then we are going to scroll to the engine oil. Alright, so it says 76. I'm notorious for resetting this once it hits 0 because I truly don't follow the timeline that the vehicle gives me for oil change, especially if I'm using synthetic or something like that. So typically I reset this twice before I actually do an oil change, because doing an oil change every 3,000 miles, in my opinion, is not worth it. So we need to reset that. So you're going to come right down here and you're going to hold that down. Click that. Then it's going to ask you, are you sure you want to reset? Yes. Click over on the steering wheel here and acknowledge. So that's going to reset that to 100%. So unlike the fuel filter, which you actually need to reset it, turn it off, and then turn it back on before it acknowledges, this one is instant there. So alright gearhead, so that's your step-by-step process for basic maintenance, episode 4 on the Duramax L5P. It's the same on every Duramax. Not much has really changed. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you next weekend.